Welcome to the Making Money Personal podcast. I'm Liz, and I'm excited today to have two new guests on our show. I've got Doug Mitchell and Jeff Carpentier from Nashua Community College.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you. We're excited to be here.
So basically, one thing that we kind of wanted to have you guys on about is because we're a local credit union. We do finance-based podcasts, but we also love to have guests on who are part of the community and are involved in the ongoings of the community, corporations, businesses, organizations. And you both are from Nashua Community College, correct?
Right. Yeah.
What's your position?
Yeah, I'm the department chair for Aviation at Nashua Community College.
Okay.
And we have 3 programs under us. Our biggest one is actually Aviation Maintenance, which is helping students get airframe and power plant licenses to work on planes. The second one, and the newest one, the shining star, frankly, is air traffic control, which Jeff is helping out with. And the third one is Aviation Management, so more of a aviation business degree. But that's what I do. And
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like Doug said, the program coordinator for air traffic program, and it is new, a lot of fun, and very, very popular at this point in time. We've a lot of wait lists on all of our classes and things like that. So
Very cool.
The popularity is definitely there, and the interest is peaked. We get calls quite a bit about that program.
Very cool. So how long have you both been at NCC in this particular program?
well, I've been at NCC since January of 2023, so a little over 3 years. And Jeff came on.
Yeah, this is my first year. I just started
He's a rookie.
I started getting the program kind of up off the ground, so to speak, for the school in June of 2025, and we keep just keep plugging away on all the little things as we go along here.
He's getting through his pledge period right now, and the hazing, they made me get rid of that part, so it's not
They changed school policy. No more hazing allowed,
I know,
huh?
you can't do hardly anything. So, but,
I'm sure he appreciates that.
yeah, I mean, I'm the one missing out, not him. But
No one missing out. Nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the history behind this program. So this is a relatively new program with NCC, correct?
correct, just started this fall.
Okay,
Previously.
brand
So
new.
this is the first year.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of history, then I'll pass over to Jeff. Pretty much, there's obviously a huge need for air traffic controllers. No secret there. And the FAA used to have a program where students would take air traffic control coursework at the colleges, but then still have to go to the Oklahoma City Academy to finish up. So they still have to go down there. Then they decided, you know what, maybe we could set it up to where the colleges were doing the full academy programming so that folks could go to a college, finish up the entirety of their training there, and then go on to work directly with the FAA and not have to go to the air traffic control facility in Oklahoma City. So pretty much for the last year and a half or so, I've been trying to set that up and things like that. And of course, you get to a certain point and, it's like, I'm not an air traffic controller, I'm a flyer by nature. So I was like, I really need somebody knows what they're doing. So luckily Jeff responded to the call, and air traffic controllers are difficult at times, and I can stand him the best. So he's a great addition, and Jeff came on board, and since then he's been really invaluable setting it up. The first kind of framework was just what I came up with, and Jeff was like, I don't know who came up with this, and but
He's like, scratch it all, restart
and describe when you came on then.
Yeah, it was actually a really good starting point.
Yeah.
Doug had done a lot of the background work with the FAA and getting the curriculum from the FAA. So, like he said, instead of the students going to Oklahoma City and running through this program, they get to come to us, and instead of having it, for lack of a better term, being fed through a fire hose to them, we get to get it down to a more tolerable level. So when you go to Oklahoma City, if you're hired off the street, it's a 3 to 4 month program down there, and you either pass or you fail. Okay. And about 40 to 60% fail.
Yeah, it's a high washout rate.
Wow.
So that's really one of those things I'm thinking maybe the FAA looked at of, well, how can we improve on that? And that's part of the CTI program that I actually went through when at Daniel Webster College, that was here in Nashua many
Is that a real
years ago.
school?
It used to be.
It used to be, yeah.
And so I think they looked at that and said, well, a lot of these students that have come out of that program are successful, so how can we improve upon them coming here and maybe everybody else going through the program? So this one, here we are getting this program up and running, and the students definitely take that time to go through, and that learning process doesn't have to be so fast. But it's been great. Like I said, Doug started up the program. I came in and just fine-tuned a little bit. But, we have a great working relationship with the FAA and the school itself. We have a good working relationship, as well as the other, there are 9 or 10 other schools that have the same program.
Yeah, nationwide.
Nationwide.
We're the only one
nationwide.
Yeah, we're the only one in New England. I think, is there one near Albany or something?
Wow.
Schenectady Community College.
Yeah, that might be the nearest one in Long Island, and then we're the only one in New England right now. So.
Wow.
I'm sure others will eventually, but it's a very expensive program. So the simulators, like, what was it, $175,000?
Yes.
That's right. So I was looking up a little bit about it online, and you guys on the website talked about like the simulation and all that stuff. Is this predominantly for air traffic control?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this is training for air traffic controllers.
Yeah, air traffic controllers, specifically tower controllers.
Okay.
So like, Manchester Tower, Boston Tower. That kind of thing.
Now, Jeff, do you have experience were you an air traffic controller?
I was.
You were?
For 25 years. That's one of the perks of being a controller is you work for the federal government in the FAA route. So you start up, you work for 25 years, and you're eligible for retirement at any age. So I got to retire pretty young, and it just went from retirement right into NCC. And it's one of the requirements for the program itself. For the FAA, they require that any professor or teacher, lab assistants that have prior experience in the FAA. Okay. So you can't work for the FAA at the same time you're in this program, which is a little bit strange. But they with the shortage of controllers, I think that's one of those things. They don't want you like, oh, I have class today, so I'm going to call out sick. They don't want stuff like that happening, or they don't want you. They want you rested in between your shifts, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But, the experience. Yep. For sure.
So I've heard, I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but I've heard that air traffic controlling can be one of the highest stressful jobs. Does it have its moments of... I can imagine you're on the spot a lot, right?
You are. You have to make quick decisions.
Yeah.
You have to be able to make quick decisions.
Yeah.
One of these old quotes, I don't remember where I got it from, was, air traffic is hours of boredom followed by moments of sheer terror. Which is probably very, very accurate. It's like any job. At the very beginning, it's very stressful. You're going through this training. You're going through, you have to make sure you're doing this right. Am I going to make it? Am I not going to make it? So that's where that stress and training comes in. But it eventually becomes, in a sense, routine. And then you throw all these other wrinkles in there, so like weather and aircraft emergencies and pilots you think are listening that aren't really listening, and they're trying to cross a runway, and you need to make sure that you are catching these things. So that's where those moments of sheer terror kind of come in. So overall, I mean, yes, it's a stressful job, but it's not all about the work itself. It's all sorts of other factors that kind of involve itself into it.
Which I would think comes into play with the importance of having a curriculum set and ready. You want to make sure that everyone's prepared as possible for this type of a job as well, right? Question about like what your curriculum is, what training you have here as part of your program. What's different about it today with the NCC program than say when you were training? Is there a lot more technological?
The biggest thing is not necessarily the technology for air traffic is pretty similar from when I started.
It hasn't changed too much.
Years ago to now. There's not a lot of change. There are definitely some things that have changed along the way, but the basis of it and the groundwork for it is fairly similar. You get a little bit different rules with different aircraft. Is like we got the A380, that big double-decker airplane that comes in. So that's what's called the super heavy. So now we have a different category for wake turbulence that we have to follow. So just different rules may change here and there, and that can come down to because of events that have happened. You look at DCA, and there were certain rules that had to change due to that accident down there.
Right.
So those types of things that we evolve as you go along, but technology-wise, not so much.
So let's talk a little bit about the program, right? So what's the overall value you would say it's providing the community, or even the students in the community? Are you getting a lot of enrollment? Are you getting a lot of interest?
Yeah, a lot of interest in air traffic control. And the nice thing, too, is that the notoriety of it also brings some students to other programs, too. There's a lot of needs all across aviation. Obviously, air traffic control is one of them. But it's great to see just so many folks from the local community, or even down the street, come over and really learn about the different options in aviation with us, and really be able to take advantage of that and immediately apply it in the real world. So and really the air traffic control program is a great program because it has a direct feed into the FAA. And really there's also a contract tower option too for other controllers, but it's really great to see, just to get the word out and let people know it's there. And I mean, we're kind of limited with students just based on, hey, we have a couple simulators, you can only do so much, but it certainly would be great to maximize the number of students we can get out in the community, and then really support anything they want to do there.
It's cool that we have a program like this right in our backyard, right in New Hampshire, right in Nashua. I mean, it's like, I know we had Daniel Webster back in the day, and that was a flight school too, right? Like they trained pilots whereas this program is just for flight. Air traffic controllers. Right, okay.
And like I said, we also have aviation maintenance.
That's right. Okay,
so,
cool.
Our idea is to keep expanding programs. We want to do a drone pilot license in the fall.
Okay.
So want to do that and just keep growing our aviation umbrella with different programs. So, there's loads of different careers out there that are hurting in aviation. So
that he likes to talk a little, well, maybe not so much him, but people really like to talk about the air traffic program, but Doug has really grown the program since he's been there, and I think that's one thing. He doesn't like to toot his own horn here, but when he got to the school, I think he said there was like 7 students or something like that in the aviation technology program. And since then, it's just like you said, we keep growing, and now what's in there?
We're a little over 80 right now.
Wow,
and we'll be over 100, 120 next year. So
very cool.
Just to keep growing,
Well, that's partly why we have you on too, is to kind of bring awareness to this, so people who are looking for career opportunities, they can come find it with you guys. Yeah, awesome. Cool. At this time, we're going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back.
Your road to lower rates starts at Triangle Credit Union. For a limited time, enjoy a special offer rate as low as 4.69% APR on new, used, and refinanced vehicles. Whether you're upgrading, refinancing, or finally grabbing that dream car, you'll save big with a lower rate and lower monthly payment, no matter what you choose to drive home. Apply today at trianglecu.org or call 603-889-2470.
Welcome back. So we were initially talking a little bit about the program and what NCC is offering with the aviation program, but I want to kind of go into what this means for students. Like, what kind of career outlooks can students expect from going through this kind of program? And then what do you see in the field? I know you mentioned there's a shortage of traffic controllers already, right? Correct. So this is a way of kind of remedying that?
So I can start with the air traffic program. There's about a 4,000 controller shortage right now, is what the FAA is saying. So that's part of the reason why they wanted to build this enhanced air traffic or college training initiative program, is to help funnel students through and to get them into control towers as soon as possible. Even though they're sitting here and it's a couple year sort of investment through the community college system, it is helping get those controllers in there and hopefully getting them certified all the way through, because part of their issue that they're seeing is we talked a little bit before, there's a 40 to 60% failure rate through the academy. And from application, which they just had one off the street hire bid, that they took 8,000 applicants, and out of those 8,000 applicants, we'll probably get 100 successful people into a facility. Wow. So, coming through this program, it's definitely helping that process, but it's going to be a long-term recovery rate for that 4,000 controllers to get through.
Yeah, wow.
And for other programs, airframe and power plant mechanics, there's really an aging population that are the current aircraft mechanics out there. So, of course, they constantly need new folks coming in, and there's a shortage of mechanics also. I mean, there's also a pilot shortage, of course, air traffic control shortage, but it kind of makes sense because these are all technical career fields. There's a lot of schooling behind them, a lot of rules, and everybody, of course, has to follow the FAA regulations, safety, human factors and everything that they need to do. And so our students pretty much come out and they're able to test to get their license with the FAA and their airframe and their power plant license. And then they can go off, and some of our students end up working in the airlines down at Logan. Some of them can go somewhere else. There's also corporate aviation. There's the smaller general aviation. Pretty much anything that flies has to have an A&P certified mechanic taking care of it. So, the police helicopters, whatever. There's a huge need everywhere. Every airfield needs them. And so the students have a lot of opportunities. And at times it actually can be overwhelming because we have a number of different employers that come in and visit us. ProStar from Manchester, PlaneSense, Port City Air, a lot of different local, Infinity over at the Nashua Airport that come over and visit us, and they're always looking for students to either job shadow or part-time opportunities and eventual full-time opportunities. So I do interact with a lot of former students that are still in the area and different aviation things that we interact with. So it's definitely a big thing there. And our last one, the smallest program we have is aviation management, probably because it's more common, but even there, that's, airfield operations, working at airports, aviation business, buying aircraft, even drones, things like that. So there's a lot of opportunities in the whole aerospace area, and most of our jobs, especially like air traffic control and maintenance, are hands-on, in-person jobs. You can't really automate a lot of it. It's not something you can sit at home behind a desk and do remotely, or at least not very well. Someone's got to be out there to fuel the plane. Someone's going to be out there to fix the planes, fly the planes, control the planes. So definitely great for folks that want to be more active in that kind of thing. And I see the students we have come in, they're all like, the worst thing for them would be to be behind a desk. They want to be out there. They want to be doing things. And the nice thing is there's such a wide range of opportunities in aviation that we prepare students for, that it's really whatever they want to do, whatever their interests are. So, and where and when, maybe some people like working at night, but they want to work at Delta at night, and that's fine. You apply and, and they tend to pay more, but other people be, no, I'd rather something different, and
sure. Yeah. So when they go through your program and they complete it, are they pretty much ready for the field then? Or is there post-education might be required?
Of course, air traffic control, they're more of a pipeline into the FAA and contract towers. Airframe and power plant, we prepare them to test with the FAA, and they test along the way. And once they finish that, they will then go on to train, in their particular aircraft. It's not like they show up day one at Delta and they're like, go fix that plane, see you later, bye. They train them on it. So, and likewise too, the controllers are going to get training wherever they go too. So it's kind of, we're telling our students all the time that, yes, this is a learning training program, but your whole career you're going to be learning, you're going to be training. It's a constant stuff, and there's new technologies and new procedures and new rules that come down all the time from the FAA, and they need to be ready to always be checking that, stay current on things, be ready to learn.
So there's constant certifications and trainings they probably have to keep up with over time. Yeah. But once they get their degree from NCC, they're pretty much ready to find a job.
To step into that world.
With whatever they're pursuing.
Yeah, on the air traffic side of things, they do, at the end of the program with us, we actually put them through an evaluation. So on the simulator, they go through an evaluation, and they have to pass that a 70 or higher in order to continue that path with the FAA. So once they get that, we're able to give them a recommendation. Then the FAA says, okay, we'll hire you as long as you pass all these other things, medicals and security background checks and things like that.
Right.
But then they go to a facility, and much like Doug said, you're going to have to train when you get to that new facility. So if you go from our program into, say, just Manchester Tower, since it's down the street, you have to go and train at that tower to make sure that you understand the airport layout and the different things.
Now that's where they
their
send
requirements are.
the troublesome controllers.
Yeah,
to
usually
Manchester Tower.
usually
Like the guy that got 70.5%.
Probably.
Oh, great. I'm flying out of Logan next time. I'm just kidding.
That's where I was. That's
where he was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I was there.
Just another
for
little
15
dig.
years or so. Yeah, but no, I promise they're all good controllers. They all have to
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
Process as anybody else. But no matter what facility you go to, so if you start at Manchester and you're successful there, and let's say you want to go to Boston Logan, you're now going to go back into training at Boston Logan to understand the procedures and airport layout and the things that they do there.
Yeah.
So that's really the only other time you're going to be training is if you once after you certify in your facility. There's always different things, like Doug said, different equipment maybe that will come up that you'll have to train on. But as far as the air traffic piece itself, you're kind of set,
ready to go. Yeah.
But yeah.
Great. And that's a 2-year program through NCC, right?
Yep.
Fantastic. Awesome. Okay, so what would you say are some of the most important things that like students interested in the program should consider before they decide to take it?
Well, number one is to love planes, love aviation, and really the students come in. If they stop and like to watch a plane take off at the airport, or they love the different types of planes and things like that. That's number one. To really love aviation. And of course, being good at math is always great. Being able to be open to learn new things and, understand there's a lot of rules and things with aviation that's on purpose due to safety and obviously the importance of it, both economically and obviously people's lives are at stake. But to really understand that this is an important, vital industry for the nation, if not the world, and your part in there is vital and important. No matter what you're doing, everything you do has a consequence, and really just understand that responsibility, but also understand it's a great career, and it'll take you places and let you go and do and see things that few people will ever be able to see. And the camaraderie and everything is great, and frankly, at NCC, working with great folks like Jeff, and the maintainers. I have to say that he's sitting here. It's great because we all have this common bond of aviation, and we're all used to. We all have separate parts of the FAA we have to follow, and we understand the rules and also the consequences of it. So it's great for students that love to be in that kind of environment.
Yeah, and there are certain things, especially with the air traffic program, that really come down to. I touched on it a little bit before about being able to pass a medical and security background check,
right.
And there are certain things that it is all available on our website.
There's like a list.
Yep, there's a list of things that you have to requirements that you have to meet. So for one, by the time you graduate, you can't be older than 30. In order to do the FAA route. So you hit 31 with the FAA, and it's kind of like, okay, that's the line, because you have to retire at the age of 56 as a controller. So, like I said, that 25 years.
Yep.
So you got to get that 25 years in, and you can't do it if you're over 31. So that's one piece you got to keep in mind. But there is another path that we have, which is called it's a control tower operator program. And that takes away the age requirement, but it'll be a contract work instead of working for the federal government. So it'll be a little bit different. Again, something we can explain to people if they wanted to call. There's a lot of things like we explain to our students when they come in. It's an awesome career field. It's a lot of fun. It's different every day. But there are sacrifices that you will be making in order to pursue this career.
Yeah, it's 24/7.
Right, it's 24/7, 365.
The job, the career itself.
Job,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you will be working holidays. You will be working nights. You're going to be working on the weekends, It's tough where down the road, if you have a family and you're like, I'm sorry, I can't make it to your recital because I have to go to work. And there are certain things, and that's another piece of that stress that comes in, right? The family and exterior stress to the profession itself. But we don't really sugarcoat it for them. We want to make sure that they understand what they're getting into and know that it's a very rewarding career, but there are sacrifices that come along with it. But yeah, being a good team player, one of the things that the FAA just put out in that bid or where they were going to try to find people were gamers. People that online game are pretty good if they're working in a team. It gives them that much more. Like you're going to be working right next to somebody, and you're going to need that person to help you do your job, and you're going to have to help them do theirs. And if you're able to work as a team, it's one of those things that's certainly going to help you get through it.
It would help you if you got a competition against another class too, right?
I wasn't going to bring it up, Doug, but if you want to go there,
I thought you were going to sneak that in. Go ahead.
I know you want to. Now I have to.
That's it. You've got to say it now.
There have to be an explanation to this story, right?
3 seconds, really.
They're not going to edit this part out, just so you know. The classes between the technology class and the air traffic class, Doug wanted to do a little team building competition. So we started doing these competitions. He's super excited about this.
Thought I had him on the last one. I really did.
And he's like, we're going to come up with a plaque, and we're going to have a wall of fame, and we'll take your picture, we'll put it in there, and so the two classes went up against each other in this thing called Alligator Alley. I think was the first one that we did.
Yeah, they won.
We weren't allowed to use real alligators.
I'm sure you probably wanted to, though, didn't you?
Once again, a recent change I was unaware of. So it's...
So they had to cross a river to rescue some of the other students on the other side. It's a fake river.
But real students.
Real students.
But no real alligators.
And two of them were blindfolded, so they had to figure out how to get them across using it. And so air traffic won.
Yeah, they did pretty well. But to be fair,
that's really what it was.
I had one group that picked the biggest person and said, "Oh, you'll be the patient we have to carry across." Yeah. And I was like, "They're not thinking that up. Because you're gonna have to carry this person." So,
but they didn't know it at the time. They didn't
know that. But
So Doug was a little disappointed in his class, I guess, maybe, and so he had to come up with another challenge.
Yeah, better one. Better challenge.
So he came up with another challenge, and that was the paper planes.
No, the paper. You guys think about that too, but
yeah,
the last one was the tarp thing, flipping that over, and we were ahead, but out of nowhere his group won, and it was only by like 3 seconds, and even though
I think he's exaggerating on the 3 seconds.
It was 3 seconds. I'm pretty sure it was.
This is how bad he was.
There was no officials there, and even though I had one of my teams that really never finished, and we had to call it because they had to go home. We still were really close because we were ahead for a while. But
so if you come to the air traffic program, you have to make sure that
you have to list.
You don't like to come in second.
The confidence.
You want to say you're a winner.
Right now, when I talk to them, I'm like, you love this program, and if you tell me something that you're bad at, I would really appreciate that. If you're not good with timed events, or you're a slow runner, whatever it is, just let me know, and I can help build the next step.
Guide them in the direction.
So we did ask the class, the air traffic students.
What are you bad at?
What are you bad at? And that was their answer: was coming in second.
Yeah, they said that when I was filling in for you the other day.
Or not winning.
What are you bad at?
Yeah,
coming in second.
Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Well, that's fun. That keeps it interesting, doesn't it?
Competition, but Doug's still looking for a good challenge.
The semester's not over yet. So.
Still got a couple weeks, I think, right?
A couple weeks.
You can come up with something.
We are back to back champions.
Undefeated
So we
right
make
now,
sure that
but-
we put that on our board.
So it's just all air traffic control up
Right,
on that
that's
wall,
right,
right?
yeah.
Oh.
He only gave us the one trophy. We just hold on to it.
Yeah.
He suddenly decided we don't need to get any more trophies.
Well, the snow, I was just thinking safety. We should put a hold on until the better.
Fair enough.
And even now, I'm not sure. And I think I saw snow the other
We ran out of the budget. It's just don't run out of the budget.
Yeah, it's no longer in the budget.
That sounds exciting. I hope people have a blast in that program. Okay, so we're running out of time. Anyone who's interested to learn more about the program or anything at NCC, where would you direct them to go?
Probably the website's the best place.
Website?
You go on there about aviation, it'll have our contact information right on there. You can also just call the school if you want to. NCC, I don't really know the number.
That's all right.
603 something. And really, or just even stop by. I mean, we're always open for tours. I live like 8 minutes down the street, so literally if anybody just says, "Oh, hey, on a Saturday, I'd really like to come see your program," I'll come right over. So
Oh, nice.
it's great, and it's really exciting to see the enthusiasm of the families and the students coming through to see this program. So
Awesome.
and whether they're there for air traffic control or maintenance or even management, it's neat to get them excited and hook them up.
Yeah, one shout out to Donna Lisa Sanchez.
Oh yeah, Donna Lisa Sanchez.
She's our admissions person for aviation, and she does a fantastic
she's great.
job.
And Caitlin's our advisor, and she manages all of our constant changings and additions and growing. So, and
Great.
as far as I know, they're not planning on going anywhere.
Yeah, it's a great team over
So
there.
it is a good team. So
Awesome.
everyone seems to like it a lot. So
That's great. Well, we hope that, people listening to this are going to get a little amped up and excited, and we'll come talk to you guys.
yeah, it'd be great.
so.
It'd be great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hope to have you back. I'd love to hear more about what's going on with your program.
Well,
Anytime.
we'll see how the next team event goes, and
Yeah,
we'll get back.
there
to
you go. Bring the trophy.
If Doug wins, we'll be right
Yeah,
back.
yeah, I'll be
Sounds
going
good.
I might reach out to you and call and say we need to come over tomorrow.
Right.
He's like, I've got some news. Well, thank you so much again, Doug and Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's going to wrap up this episode. If you liked it, make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on social media. Thank you to all of our subscribers. Big shout out thank you to our sponsor, Triangle Credit Union. And we hope you'll catch us next time on the Making Money Personal Podcast.